Thanks for the support as a channel member, Reese Short. Well, we've not been given much time to bed this new Manchester United team in because we've got Inter Milan in our Champions League group, who I vaguely remember them being quite good at football in recent years. Hello and welcome to Club 7, Part 3 of Not Only to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a Manchester derby at home against Man City and we're away against Inter in the Champions League group stages. Since you were last with me, as you can see, we've had a very solid start to the Premier League season. We are top of the Premier League, 6 games in. We've had some pretty spectacular results in here as well. The main one was against Slavia Prague in the Champions League when we had a bit of a rotated side. A David Kidd hat-trick from left-back in that game, plus Graham Kirkpatrick, our young left winger, grabbing 2 goals in there as well. So the left-hand side had a lovely time. But the important thing is, Premier League, top of it. Manchester City in second place and last season's champions, and of course my former club Tottenham in third place, just 1 point behind us, level on points with City. This game against City now is very important in the context of all this. We could be down, I mean, depending on how it goes, we could be down potentially as low as 5th place if we were to lose here. And of course it would be a home defeat, first defeat at Manchester United and a defeat in the local derby going into a massive Champions League game. I don't want any of those things to happen. I like momentum. So this is the team we're putting out there for the Man City game. We are slowly but surely getting back to full strength after all of the injuries and problems that we started with earlier on in the season. Ian Green still not fully fit, who would be our backup winger, but now we've got Ronaldo back and Kidd back. Sweeney can play on that left-hand side. We've got Kirkpatrick as well, so we don't really need Ian Green. Keith Crown now fit. This is going to be his first start. The one worry, and this is like a broken record from last season at Barcelona, is Philippe Leonard, who we're paying £500,000 a week to, and we got last season's Leonard rather than the season before's Leonard. I'm hoping this is just while he learns the language. Has he got any basic English yet? Basic English. Hopefully, slowly but surely, he's struggling to connect with Cristiano Ronaldo. Hopefully he's going to come good eventually. If not, we've got lots of other options and we'll just have to write that £2 million a month off. So the team for City: Altrichter in goal, a back four of Ronaldo, Carpentier. In fact, these instructions are wrong. Why is this all set up like this? It's because I played a different defence in the last game. So Carpentier, Hamann and Merber at the back, Vermonti at the base of the midfield, Abitbol and Baumgartner ahead of him. Baumgartner, by the way, has had a fantastic start to life at Man United. He's like the anti-Leonard. And then Sweeney, Leonard and Crown together for the first time up front. And I've got a lot of hopes on this front three. We've got Leonard, who's just arrived from Barcelona, Sweeney, who very nearly joined Real Madrid in the summer, and club captain Keith Crown. And we know all about Keith Crown from the England episodes earlier on in the series and how upset I was that Tottenham sold him out from under me just before I arrived. Right, go out there, carry on where you picked up in the last match. Cannot believe this is my first club match managing Keith Crown, at least from the start of a game. I hope he's as good as I remember him. He's not fully fit, certainly not fully match fit, but if there's a time for him to come back into the team, it's for these 2 games that we've got coming up in this episode, because they are massive early tests of how good we actually are. And I thought that was Crown scoring. It's actually gone in via Philippe Leonard, who of course very nearly joined Manchester City in the summer. While I was still at Barcelona, I accepted an £80 million bid from City, and then before he managed to sign on the dotted line, I joined Man United, offered Barcelona the same deal I knew I'd accepted from City, and managed to use my personal relationship with Leonard to convince him to come to the red half of Manchester. And there he is, rewarding me with a goal in the derby. And there is Crown, and that's a very, very good free kick. City, of course, Leo Guerrero at the back for them. Looking at that former Kev defence, it's one of the main reasons why I chose not to go to City. And they've got Kawamata and Guerrero in there today. They could just as easily have Fotheringham in there as well. It's like a who's who of Spurs reserves, which I'm not worried about a sustained title threat from them with that as their defence. Kawamata, Guerrero, Fotheringham, none of them were ever good enough to play for me at Tottenham. Watch them start scoring one after the other now. Haman heads clear from that corner, but we do need to just keep a little bit of an eye on the potential counter-attack. But there's Baumgartner, my new hero, only 21 years old. Baumgartner can play central midfield and attacking midfield. Altrichter, he's not yet convinced me he's the best goalkeeper in the world. I've been describing him as that for about 10 seasons because of how badly I wanted to sign him. But he does have some interesting moments. I guess it's just Football Manager 2020 things. But, oh my word. That was a worry for a moment there, but we did just about get away with it. And now we're trying to put some pressure on the City backline, which we know is very weak. And if we do get an opportunity to break through against them, we've got to be feeling pretty confident. Merba heads forward to Vermonti, who's got players ahead of him. He finds Baumgartner, who I think he's probably just going to give it back to Vermonti. He does. Look at all the options Vermonti's got, though. Finds Merba, who bursts into the penalty area, shoots when he probably should just be drilling that across goal, because I'm going to back Leonard and Crown ahead of Guerrero every day of the week, and we've rushed Keith Crown back too soon. It's a potential knee injury. What was he injured with before? Oh, it was a knee injury. Oh, I hope we've not ruined his knee. It looks like he's had quite a lot of injuries. I mean, if we go back the last 5 years, that goes back to 2029. We have to scroll to see all the injuries he's had in the last 5 years. 1, 2, so okay, only 2 of them are major injuries, but still injury prone. Keith, does it mention here that he's injury prone? No. Really didn't want to see him going off injured half an hour into his first game back, though. That is not a good sign, especially when he'd started so brightly, created the goal, almost scored again from a free kick. And now we lose him, not just for the rest of this game, but almost certainly for the Inter game as well, where maybe I should have saved him for Inter, which is, I would guess, is going to be the bigger of the 2 tests, because, of course, Inter have had a fantastic record in Europe in recent years. They've still got Luca Chiao up front for them, who's won the Ballon d'Or like 5 times in a row at this point. Baumgartner with the corner. Haman's there, and it's just over. We have been the better team. Looking at the stats, we are playing better than City. We are good value for our lead, but I'm never going to be comfortable with a 1-goal lead in a local derby, especially when we're not fully settled into our new system and the way we're playing it. I know it's a weird thing to say when we're top of the league, but we don't look like Barcelona or Bayern Munich yet. Leonard is in, and it's saved by the City keeper, and we've got another corner. And one of the things we are missing is the huge threat from corners that we had at all those previous clubs, obviously because of Banfalvi. Having Banfalvi, it's almost like in the Streamer Showdown when I have Van Dijk, which if you've not been watching the Streamer Showdown on Twitch every couple of weeks, you really should be. There'll be another one soon, I'm sure. 2-time champ. I think I've mentioned that. I've certainly mentioned it in the Bourne series a couple of times. I'll try to stop mentioning it, but I'm happy. I've got to keep mentioning it. But yeah, using Van Dijk on corners in there has been excellent fun, and Banfalvi is very similar over the last 7 or 8 years in this series. Leonard's clear here, though. Every time I think we might be getting Philippe Leonard back, that happens. Right, Merba with the throw into the area. Leonard with the flick on. It falls to Sweeney, who's running the wrong way. Abbottbull also running the wrong way. Plays it back out to Merba, who is going to try and get a crossover. I think cross does come in. Leonard has had a lot of chances today, and he has missed almost all of them. The only goal he's got is the one that he robbed off of Keith Crown. Right, a free kick on the edge of the area. It's Paolo to take. Paolo with the free kick. It's flicked on, I think. I thought it was flicked on by Carpentier. It hasn't been. It's Paolo with the goal. It's gone straight in. I'm certain this took a flick on. We'll have a little look at it from the other angle. Somewhere in here. There. I'm sure that's it. I mean, Paolo will take it. I'm sure he'll take it. Phil Foden, who must be older than me now, coming on for Manchester City. Another example of why I was absolutely right to choose United over City if they're still in a situation where they're playing old man Foden. Right, we're going to bring We're going to bring Sanchez on this left-hand side. He was United's top scorer last year, Spanish international. I think over 50 goals for Spain. Am I thinking? Yeah, 67 goals for Spain. Probably feels very hard done by that Leonard's come in and taken his spot when he was the top scorer last year. He was injured at the start of the season, one of the many who was injured at the start of the season, and is slowly but surely getting himself back into the team. I still have another substitution to use. Am I feeling okay? I've just gone for an entire match, only making 2 subs. Well, that feels weird. I feel a bit dirty doing that. But more important, we've beaten Manchester City. The unbeaten run to the starting run to the season. Words, Kev. Continues. Crown is going to be out for another month. Hopefully, we can keep this form going against Inter. Right, just the one change for the Inter game then. Obviously, Crown injured. Cialoni comes in for him, who has been looking very, very good in the few games that he's played. You wouldn't know it from the rating. I'm thinking specifically the one game he played in the League Cup and looked awesome. It was against Colchester. I remember it though. He was really good. So hopefully this will be his coming out day on the Champions League stage. That's a strange sentence. Posibon's in the Inter team. I forgot he went there. I've been worried about this match. And they're playing Posibon. We're going to be fine. Right, go out there. Carry on where you finished off from in the last match. It's Cialoni versus Posibon to see who's the best right winger who's left-footed and prefers to play as an inside forward. I think it will be Cialoni. Although they're both 4-star players at the clubs I had them at. Posibon never quite gave the performances though. You all were a bit sad about Posibon at times. And I always quite liked him. But the comments section apparently did not. A draw here would be fine. I'm getting that out there now. I'd be very happy with a draw from this game. We know how good Inter are. We know I have a record for coming to away games at Inter and getting absolutely smashed by them. I think we've conceded 4 the last 2 away games we've had at Inter. Of course, we had the heroics in the Champions League semi-final last year, where we lost 4-1, but then won 5-1 in the return leg with Barcelona. And I think in the group stage the year before, we also conceded 4 goals in the away leg against Inter. It just seems that every year we play against Inter. I think they're a team I'm destined to go and manage at some point, probably just after Luca Ciao leaves them, because I think the game's just decided I'm not going to get to manage him because I've been admiring him for so long. Right. We have been the better team here. I think I haven't looked at the stats. We haven't, have we? Well, hopefully they're deluded and don't mind. Right, Cialoni is struggling. We are losing wide midfielders again. We just got them all fit, and now they're all getting injured again, although he looks like he's running off whatever the issue was. That being said, he's not playing very well either, so I think he's likely to be coming off around about now anyway. I'm wondering whether we go to a diamond, or is that just madness when we're actually playing quite well? But we've got Sanchez who could come on up front. We've got Paolo. We could take both the wingers off, or we could just be sensible. I'm going to try and be sensible. I'm going to bring those 2 players on. It's the substitution I would have made, but we'll bring them on. Are they better? Which way around are they better? That way, I think. We'll keep them playing wide, unless we go behind. If we go behind, then we'll go to the diamond. Because in my head, the diamond is the more attacking system, even though, like I've said many times before, it's just rearranging the front 3. So it's not really. Right, we are going to take off Baumgarter for Marty and swap those 2 over to push Abbottbull a little bit further forward. A 0-0 will be fine. A 0-0 is progress. Even though we're at a different club, it's progress to come here and not concede 4 goals. Sanchez now plays it all the way back to Merba. I don't think that's deliberately what he's done deliberately there. I think that was just a poor pass, but he's ended up getting the ball back. Sanchez on the left-hand side plays it back to Ronaldo. Ronaldo into Vermonti, Baumgartner. Vermonti sprays it out to Merba. Abbottbull now. This is lovely football. Merba again. Skips past his man and deserved that ball to go into the top corner. It's a good save from the Inter goalkeeper. We won a corner, but obviously nothing has come from it because we're not good at corners. We need Banfalvi. We'll obviously be trying to sign him again in January, similar to how we did at Bayern Munich way back in the day. But who needs Banfalvi when we have his international defensive partner, Joachim Hamann, 25 years old, over 50 caps for Germany already, Champions League winner, World Cup winner, Euros winner. He's won everything. He's only 25. Probably don't need Banfalvi. We've got the younger version of him. He just needs to become more of a threat from corners. But he's grabbed us a goal from a set piece there, and it's a late goal that's won us the game. So, huzzah. I made the right... It's not like I made a choice. We couldn't sign Banfalvi. If we could have done, Hamar never would have come here. But he's grabbed the goal there, and that's important. Our unbeaten start to life at Manchester United continues. And we now have an excuse to not play Leonard for a few weeks and try some other options up front without upsetting him. And things are looking good for us to start making some progress on this unfinished business we came here to deal with, which is good. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.